Hello friends, welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss current affairs for prelims 2021 as well as for prelims 2022. So these are all very important questions. Here in these slides I have provided you the explanations also. Kindly make note of it. Let us move on with question number 1 with reference to the Enemy Property Amendment and Validation Act 2017. Consider the following statement. The Act makes custodian of enemy property for India, that is, the owner of enemy property, retrospectively from 1968. The Amendment Act allows transfer of enemy property from the enemy to other persons. It prohibits civil courts and other authorities from hearing certain disputes related to enemy property. See, what is enemy property? Before solving this question, let us know about what is enemy property. See, in the wake of India Pakistan wars of 1965 and 1971, there was a migration of people from India to Pakistan, and under the Defense of Indian rules framed under the Defense of India Act 1962, the government of India took over the properties and companies of those who took Pakistani nationalities. This enemy property were vested by the central government in the custody of enemy property of India. The same was done for property left behind by those who were went to China after the 1962 Chino-Indian War. See, one has to know that how did India deal with this enemy property? The enemy property enacted in 1968 provided for the continuous vesting of enemy properties in the custody of enemy property for India. The central government, through the custodian, is in the possession of enemy property spread across many states in the country. In 2017, the Parliament passed the Enemy Properties Amendment and Validation Bill 2016, which amended the Enemy Properties Act 1968 and Public Premises, that is, Eviction of Unauthorized Occupant Act 1971. This act makes the custodian the owner of enemy property retrospectively from 1968. And also, one has to note that it avoids the legal sales undertaken by enemies of enemy property since 1968. This means that a person who may have bought an enemy property in good faith when such a sale and purchase was legal now stands to lose the property. And also, one has to remember that it prohibits Indian citizens who are legal heirs of enemies from inheriting enemy property and brings them within the definition of enemy. One has to remember this point also. It prohibits civil courts and other authorities from hearing certain disputes relating to the enemy property. See, based on our discussion about this enemy property, the first statement is right. That makes custodian of enemy property for India the owner of enemy property retrospectively from 1968. The Amendment Act allows transfer of enemy property from the enemy to other person. No, this statement is wrong. Just now we have discussed. It does not allows. Therefore, this statement is wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate A and D. Here we have to identify the correct statement. If you take statement number 3 based on our discussion, this statement is right. Therefore, answer would be B, 1 and 3 only. See, I have given you the explanations also this time. Kindly go through the explanations fully. Hope it would helpful for your preparations. And let us move on with question number 2. Consider the following statement regarding brew agreement. So this question is also very important, seen in news recently. See, one has to remember about this point. What is the brew agreement? The brew currently living in temporary relief camp in Tripura will be settled in the state if they want to stay on. The Bru who returned to Mizoram in the 8 phases of repatriation since 2009 cannot, however, but come back to Tripura. To ascertain the number of those will be settled, a fresh survey and physical verification of Bru families living in the relief camp will be carried out. And also one has to note that the central will implement a special development project for the settlement, that is resettlement Bru. This will be in addition in the rupees 6,000 crores fund announced for the process, including benefits for the migrants. And also one has to remember that all cash assistance will be through direct benefit transfer, and the state government will expedite the opening of bank accounts and issuance of Aadhaar and permanent residence certificates, ST certificates, and voter identity cards to the beneficiaries. So this is about Bru agreement. So let us discuss the statement. If you take statement number 1, yes, this statement is right, since the Ministry of Home Affairs has presided over the that is signing of an agreement between Union governments of Tripura and Mizoram. This Bru representatives to end the 23-old Bru Regang refugee crisis. Therefore, this statement is right. Statement number 1 is right. What about statement number 2? See, 37,000 people of the Bru community were forced to flee their homes to neighboring Tripura due to severe ethnic clashes in Mizoram. Therefore, this agreement made, this statement is also correct. What about statement number 3? See, the Bru are indigenous community which are recognized as a particularly vulnerable tribe in the state of Tripura, but here it is given as Mizoram. Therefore, this statement is wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate A and D. The answer would be B, 1 and 2 only. See, let us move on with here. I have provided you the explanations for this question. Kindly go through the explanations given here. And with this, we are moving to question number 3. Consider the following statement regarding Indian State of Forest Report 2019. It is the annual report published by the Forest Survey of India, and Madhya Pradesh as the largest forest cover in the country, and the total mangrove cover in the country has decreased compared to the previous assessment. Here we have to identify the correct statement. See, if you take the Indian State of Forest Report, it is the biennial, it is not the annual. Therefore, obviously statement number 1 is wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate A and B. If you see B and C, obviously 2 is right. The statement 2 is right. Madhya Pradesh has the largest forest cover in the country. And if you take statement number 3, it's look like a correct, but it is wrong. Why it is wrong? The total mangrove covers in the country has increased. That is, the increase of 54 square kilometer in mangrove covers has been observed as compared to the previous assessment of 2017. Kindly note down top 3 states of mangrove covers increase. That is, one is Gujarat, and other one is Maharashtra, and other one is Odisha. So one has to remember these points. The Maharashtra covers up to 16 kilometers, Gujarat up to 37 kilometers, that is square kilometers, the Odisha up to 8 square kilometers. Therefore, it has been increased. But here in this statement, it is given as a decrease. Therefore, statement 3 is wrong. Therefore, obviously, option C is wrong. The answer would be B. 2 only is the right answer. B is the right answer for this question. See, I have provided you the explanations here. Kindly go through these explanations. Hope it would help you to get more details about this report. Let us move on with question number 4. With reference to new Ramsar sites of India declared recently by Ramsar conventions, consider the following statement. Here we have to identify the correctly matched one. Therefore, we have to identify the correctly matched. New Ramsar sites Nandur, Madmeshwar, Maharashtra, and Saman Birds Sanitary, that is Uttar Pradesh, Nangal Wildlife Sanctuary, Himachal Pradesh, Sarsai Nawajil, Punjab. Here we have to identify the correctly matched. If you take first one, yes, that at Nandur Madmeshwar Bird Sanctuary is located in Maharashtra. And what about Saman Bird Sanctuary? Sanctuary, it is in Uttar Pradesh. Yes, these both the statements are right. Therefore, obviously the answer would be A, 1 and 2 only. Yes, the remaining two are wrong. Why it is remaining two are wrong? Since the Nagal Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Punjab. But if you take Sarzai, it is located in Uttar Pradesh. Therefore, it is in Uttar Pradesh. Therefore, the answer would be 1 and 2 only. Here I have given you the explanations here. Kindly go through fully about this and also note the Ramsar sites in India. That would be very helpful for your prelims perspective. Let us move on with the question number 5. Consider the following statement regarding with the state energy efficiency index. This, see, before discussing the statement, let us move with a few facts related to state energy efficiency index. This first such index, that is state energy efficiency preparedness index 2018, was launched on August 2018. This index tracks the progress of energy efficiency initiatives in 36 states and union territories, and also one has to remember that the top performing states are Haryana, Kerala, Karnataka are in the achievers category. The Manipur, Jammu and Kashmir, Jharkhand, Rajasthan perform the worst in each of their groups. And also this state energy efficiency index will help tracking progress in managing the states and India energy footprint, and also the data capture and monitoring the energy efficiency activities by the states. And also one has to remember that this state energy efficiency index 2019 categorized states as frontrunner, achiever, contender and aspirants based on the effects and achievements towards energy efficiency implementations. And also one has to remember that for rational comparison, the states and union territories are grouped into 4 groups based on the aggregated total primary energy supply that requires to meet the state actual energy demand, that is electricity, coal, oil and gases across the sector. See, based on our discussion, let us see the statements. The statement number 1 is wrong. Why it is wrong? Let us see. This state energy efficiency index 2019 has been developed by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency and Alliance for an Energy Efficiency Economy, that is AEE. And these and all very important facts one has to remember. Developed by Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BEE, not the Energy Efficiency Service. Therefore this statement makes this question is statement is wrong. Therefore you can eliminate A and C. If you take B and C, obviously statement number 2 is right, just we have discussed. And also one has to remember that no Indian state have been able to achieve the front runner as per the index. Yes, see the front runners, there is no front runners, only the achievers category, that is Kerala, Haryana, Karnataka are in the achievers category, not in the front runners category. Therefore the answer would be B, 2 only is the right answer for this question. And I have provided you B only is the right answer for this question. I have provided you the explanations here. Kindly go through the explanations also. See, with this I am concluding this session. Let us discuss few more questions in the upcoming classes. Thank you. Have a good day.